What's up everyone, Kirby here, and today I'll be reviewing a movie that I actually watched for the very first time like last week. It's a movie I heard pretty decent things about, and I heard it's also a bit funny too. And so today I'm going to be reviewing on the 1996 comedy drama film starring Robin Williams and directed by Francis Ford Coppola, Jack. So Jack is about uh uh these two couple named Mr. and Mrs. Powell. Uh, the film starts where they're at a Halloween party, but then Mrs. Powell suddenly starts going into labor, and so they rush to the hospital uh and, and they start to have their own baby, even though Mrs. Powell wasn't really ready to have a baby yet. And then the doctors were taking a look at the baby, and the doctors actually discovered that this baby was born with a pretty unique disorder. That like he would have a body of an adult, like if he's 10 years old. Um, so then they decide to name him Jack, and um, they were a bit surprised to learn that Jack would have the body of an adult what if he's 10 years old, like 10 years later. And then 10 years later, we have Jack, who is of course now 10 years old, played by Robin Williams, who's in the body of a 40-year-old man, um, who is still being homeschooled as he's not really ready to be at a public school yet. And but then Mr. Woodruff, who is Jack's homeschool teacher, played by Bill Cosby, suggests to Jack's parents that Jack should start going to public school since he feels that Jack could be ready. Although Jack's parents are initially worried because they didn't really want Jack to get teased or made fun of just because he has the body of a 40-year-old man. But they allow him to go to school anyways. So Jack went to school, and at first he was being a bit teased, especially when all of his classmates were laughing at him when he accidentally broke his desk due to his weight. But then of course later on he starts to make friends, and they go to this they go to this really fun tree house. And yeah, it's basically how I could explain the plot for Jack. It's basically about a 10-year-old guy named Jack who is in the body of a 40-year-old man. And he just likes to act like what people his own age do, and it's basically all about him fitting in and trying just not to have a sad life of people teasing him for having a body for a 40-year-old man. So anyways, what do I think of Jack? Yeah, I actually thought Jack was a pretty good movie. Once again, like pretty much every other decent movie I saw throughout my lifetime, this movie has pretty decent acting performances. I thought Robin Williams did pretty good as Jack. He was a little bit funny in the movie too, I gotta say. Like Robin Williams is in most of his movies that are comedy. And I thought Diane Lane was pretty good in the movie too, playing Jack's mother. And also Fran Drescher is also in this movie, believe it or not. She plays this woman named Dolores who Jack actually briefly has a crush on at one point. Yeah, I thought Fran Drescher was good in the movie. And even Jennifer Lopez is also in it. She plays Jack's teacher. She plays the elementary school teacher, Miss Marquez. I thought Jennifer Lopez was good in the movie too. And Oh yeah, and there's definitely a flaw I do have. I really don't like about the movie. Um, yeah, unfortunately, Bill Cosby's in this movie, believe it or not. Yeah, he plays Mr. Woodruff, who is Jack's homeschool teacher. Yeah, Bill Cosby's obviously not a good person, and um, that's definitely one of the issues I have for the movie. Um, but I understand that this was before Bill Cosby this became a bad person. This was actually way back when Bill Cosby was a good person. But of course we all know now that he's really not a good person. For obvious reasons. And there were some funny parts in the movie, like I like that one funny part where during the scene where Jack was having a feud with this guy at the bar, and he said the F word to Jack, and Jack made a comeback by saying, "Ooh, this guy just said the F word. That's a bad word." Yeah, that part was pretty funny. There's also a really funny part. It's kind of silly and hilarious too, if you ask me. It's the part where all of Jack's friends were just they just keep coming to the front to the front of Jack's house, and they all keep shouting, "Can Jack come out and play?" Like first they did it while they were playing hockey in front of Jack's house, and then I think they were roller skating too, and yeah, they were just acting crazy and silly, and they just wouldn't stop pestering Jack, especially Jack's mother, who is obviously in charge of the house. And there's something I do also want to say too. Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola, of course, directs this movie, and yes, I thought he did good directing it, and of course a lot of you know Francis Ford Coppola is best known for directing The Godfather. Now, this is going to completely shock all of you. When it comes to Francis Ford Coppola's work, and of course, he's a very famous director, this is going to completely shock all of you. Yeah, unfortunately, I really don't like to tell you this, but The Godfather is on my blacklist. Yeah, now I'm sure a lot of you are shocked I just said that. It's just The Godfather looks boring and it doesn't really seem too interesting to me. I understand why it's a classic though. And I understand why Francis Ford Coppola is a really famous director. But yeah, even though I have no plans on watching The Godfather, I did thought Francis Ford Coppola did a good job directing Jack. Even though Jack is not really Francis Ford Coppola's best movie he directed, I still give him a round of applause for directing it. So, for my final thoughts on Jack, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 stars. A pretty good movie from 1996. And if you like Robin Williams, then yeah, I recommend giving Jack a watch. It's worth watching, and you'll enjoy Jack, just like how I enjoyed it. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you all for watching on my review on Jack. Let me know in the comments of what you think. This is me saying peace out.